Gandang gabi, ladies and gentlemen. Another live for Leoric PH. Buong araw tayo nagka-cast. Cast na naman tayo ngayon. Good evening. Welcome to World of Wild Rift Rising Stars. Ito po, ang program po nito, we aim to help the growing community, the rising teams here in the country. Hindi lang puro pro ika-cover natin sa mga tournaments, but here, Rising Stars, yung mga tumutubo pa lang na mga teams na hindi gaanong na nagkakaroon ng exposure sa mga big-time tournaments. Here, we'll give them the time to shine, thus Rising Stars. Tonight po, ang unang laban natin is going to be anong pangalan ng team nito ulit? Night Strikers FAZERS versus GERILYA-GOYO. GERILYA-GOYO is from Cebu. Discord. Okay, mag-apatong-patong man siya. There we go. Yun. So, yun. Bats are already here, but before we start the fight, and I'm gonna be your voice to get for the battle, and here is my partner.
Rattlesnake Gaming.
Ayan.
Good evening po.
And so bats are already here. So please break it down, Miss Rattlesnake.
Yun, so, alright. So excited, so buffed, and we're gonna be seeing Corky, Akali, Fiora, and then a Braum. Okay, so Akali is one of the S tier champs, commonly banned kasi she is very mobile, she's a very strong assassin, she can deal so much damage, and she can clean up during the clashes. So you do not want to deal with an Akali, so better ban that champ. And next would be a Corky. Corky, very common na pa siya sa games natin ngayon because of the fact and the potential he has during the clashes. Kapag nakakapag-position ng talaga ng maayos, Corky is terrifying sa clash natin. So Corky is a reasonable ban, although there are still other champs we can ban over that Corky, but that is their strategy, so let's respect that. And next would be a Fiora. Fiora is an effective counter for Camille and also a very effective split pusher, and Fiora is very strong as well sa early laning phase sa Baron natin po. So although she's not a very strong ban for me, but let's respect their strategy as a team. And lastly would be a Braum. Braum, for me, he's the tankiest support. I like Braum, and the fact that his ultimate can initiate and knock the opponents up in the air. So that's very helpful as a disable for the team. And the fact that he can protect the ADR during the early laning phase, especially when you have a very squishy ADR like Kai'Sa. So Braum is there to absorb enough damage for Kai'Sa to farm and for Kai'Sa to be able to fatten herself. So Braum is a very good ban sa mga laro natin po.
Alright, definitely, especially the early game of Braum is very strong. Meron kagad siyang stun. So, that's something that we need to look at. We are already complete right here. So, we are going to be heading towards the champion selection screen right away. And off the bat, first pick po si Lee Sin kagad. Since he is available, why not get him na diba?
True enough, and Lee Sin is a very effective jungler because of the fact that he can knock up and he's a very mobile champ. Nakakapag he can go from here to there. He's very fluid in his movements, and the fact that he can knock up means that he can gank a lane effectively. So Lee Sin is someone you do not want to deal with, and Lee Sin being on the blue team right now will play a very huge advantage for them.
Alright, and we got Janna Kai'Sa. Janna is starting to get annoying in the pro level, so that's something. Alistar and Gragas though, beefy champions on the red side, yun yung kukunin nila.
True enough, and that Alistar, kasi walang Braum available, so we're gonna stick with a tanky support like Alistar. Alistar is not that tanky sa early laning phase. He's highly dependent to his ultimate when it comes to tankiness, but Alistar has good potential po sa ating mga laro because of the fact that he can also initiate a good clash and he can protect the entire cavalry during the clashes. And Gragas, the combo breaker. I like Gragas, very promising lane. We've seen it sa tournament natin
Right.
kagabi. If you guys have seen how Gragas stopped those combos and even dominated the game. So Gragas has huge potential in the field right now. So next would be Camille. Camille is very effective sa early laning phase natin sa Baron lane, and the fact that she can split push for the team, that will be something for the red team to watch out as well. They have to be careful about the objectives they're gonna take or whatever dives they will do, because there is always that Camille who can split push from the back line. So they cannot notice that. They can forget about the Camille during clashes, but Camille will always be there. So they have to be careful about that Camille. And oh, we're gonna be seeing Oriana. Oriana hindi siya naban, so Oriana's gonna be picked. Her Shockwave, a very effective combo. And yeah, with that Vice, so this is gonna be so interesting for red team as well. And that Ezreal for the ADR. Ezreal's getting back into the meta, and I like how much damage he can deal and the potential he has kapag nakakapag-free hit siya
Tama.
sa clashes natin. And Kaisa, the late game insurance ADR, kapag nakakapag-farm sa early game, as long as she's given the chance to farm sa early game, kahit squishy siya, she just has to be protected sa early game and given as much opportunities as possible. Then that Kaisa will be a nightmare.
Right.
So, yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to your very first game tonight. It's going to be NSE versus Guerrilla-Goyo.
Alright, tingnan natin. Early game setup right here. It's gonna be 5-man mid right here. Alistar's gonna be spotted, but Alistar is kinda tanky, but the damage is true, and he keeps coming in, and that's an early first kill. First blood taken by NSE. That Alistar is gonna be dinner. It's steak for dinner tonight. Sabi ni Ari for the first blood.
Take for dinner indeed. That should put red team at a big disadvantage. Kahit early game na po, it puts blue team at a 1k gold lead and a 1-0 on the scoreboard. Very early fight, very early aggression from NSE at just half minute into the game.
Alright, 1-3-1 setup right here on the blue side, pero na-counter kagad with the champions right here. So blue team will just go for a normal jungling rotation right here. Lee Sin is gonna go for the blue buff instead, and 2 is gonna be staying here in the middle. The ADRs and the supports are gonna be coming here. So it's a pretty safe after that early phase right there. So we will have a chance to introduce our champions and our players and our teams. Go ahead, Miss Rattlesnake.
Alright, so on the blue side, we have NSE Finesse. On the Janna support, we have Gunner for the ADR Kaisa. We have Ben for the Ari mid lane. We have NSE Cods on the Lee Sin jungle. And lastly, we have Deku on the Camille Baron.
And on the red side, it's gonna be it's gonna be Guerrilla Goyo. We have Jean on the oops. There's gonna be fight. Never mind that. There's gonna be that Lee Sin very low right now, but we'll still go for the take on the Rift Scuttler. I'm not sure who took it, but Lee Sin will go down. That's the first kill right here. It is gonna be Ezreal, who's gonna be very low, but will be able to escape, and that is gonna be Kaisa, who goes down as a punish right there. 1-2 on the board, and the red team is in the board already, and they win that Scuttler fight 1-2 with a 2k gold lead. 1k gold lead.
What an awesome start we're seeing. Very aggressive from both teams, really wanting to finish off their night with a victory. And that's what I was talking about. Kaisa, she needs the protection in the early game. And Jana, although annoying, should keep up with the protection on her ADR, because Kaisa needs that so early laning phase to dominate the late game natin. And so far, so good. 1-2 on the board and a 1k. And here we're seeing a fight on the bottom. Vi on the jungle lane gets charmed, and oh, it's not gonna be a goodbye for Vi. She's gonna be taken down, tying the scoreboard on 2 versus 2 on the board, and still a 1k
Oh,
goal lead. And oh, that big charm hits that Oriana, but no connection, manages to avoid death. 2-2 on the board and a pretty tied up gold lead. Currently, you're seeing the map. Guerrilla is doing good with their map control and the warding sa ating river. They have vision of that river. They know whenever Lee Sin is going to cross that river, so that's going to be very helpful in avoiding ganks for every lane.
alright, tingnan natin. 2-2 even. It's going to be 3 minutes and 15 seconds in this game. So first Drake of the game is going to be spawning in a bit. Initiation right here by the Alistar. It's going to be on point, but there's no follow-up just now. So just trades right here. Janna is already half HP down, so they have to be careful. But the junglers are not around, so that is not going to turn into something bigger. Later it is going to be Lee Sin instead who spots that Alistar. Alistar will be forced to get back, but will have the fruit available. So Alistar is back up.
So far, so good. Still 2-on-2 on the board and a 1K, almost 1K gold lead by GERILYA-GOYO. And it's going to be 10 seconds until the first dragon is going to spawn. It's going to be the Mountain Drake. Not much of a priority, but we'll see if both teams are going to go for it. So far, blue team is pretty early for the party, and red team has just finished some of their reset routines. And so far, I think there's not going to be much aggression because the Mountain Drake is not much of priority, but we're seeing wards around the Drake just to make sure they have vision of whoever attempts to go for it. And I think there will be a fight any minute now.
Alright, tingnan natin. Alistar is right, has been stalking the team right here. That Void is going to be connecting onto the Vi, but not just yet. No fight just yet. Red team will opt for a pressure here in the mid, and they will get priority. This will distract the blue team right now. Alistar is zoning everyone out. Beefy champions right here. Camille is going to go for that swipe right there, and good poke on the Gragas. Gragas and Ezreal will back away. Right, Ezreal hit by the Void Seeker, but no take on the Dragon just yet. Lee Sin is just farming right here. Sige, payaman muna kayo habang nabibisi kayo dito sa Dragon. Dragon is being pulled away from the turret. Mid is gonna be the distraction right here from the red team. Everyone wants to poke someone away before they want to take this Dragon. I like that strategy right now, but neither of the teams want to give up. Good shield right there on the Kai'Sa will negate the damage by the Ezreal, and Kai'Sa still okay for this Dragon defense. And here we go. Ulitin. Sisimulan na naman ng Vi dito. Who will pull the trigger? Who knows? Tingnan natin. Wala pa.
Lapat talaga. So far, so good. Very safe. Not that much aggression on the Mountain Dragon. Like I mentioned, it's not that much of priority. It's going to be 25 seconds
Uh-oh.
until the Rift Herald is going to spawn. And that guy's is not looking in good
Uh-oh.
shape. And Gragas goes for it. Dives in that turret. But Gragas overdid it this time. And it's going to be Gragas down instead. Gragas, what was that overcommit he just did? 3-on-2 on the board and a tied gold for both teams, and that should be the opening blue team needed to take advantage of the dragon. And that Janna gets knocked into the air, and it's gonna be Janna down. Lee Sin also gets down next, and Kai'Sa gets down one by one. Blue team evaporates in front of us just when you thought Gragas was down and they're gonna get it, and that's the red team getting the Mountain Dragon, and it's still gonna be a chase. Arya gets taken down, leaving Camille to survive that matchup. What a fight. 3-6 on the board, a 3K gold lead, and the dragon going to GERILYA-GOYO's pockets. And it's the mid lane, the first turret that's gonna go down. And there you have it, the first turret goes down, and it's going to be Guerrilla once again who takes that objective. 3-6 on the board, and a 4K gold lead by Guerrilla. And the Rift Heralds already spawned. Most probably, the blue team's gonna need this one to catch up with the push disadvantage they're experiencing in just 7 minutes into the game.
Alright, 3-6 on the board. We are looking at the 3K gold lead on the blue side. On the red side nga pala, GERILYA-GOYO got the first Drake. Just update lang natin. Tingnan natin itemization. This time, this lineup of the red team being beefy and chunky is proving to be very effective so far. Kanina in that clash, si Ivern was tanking so much damage, and I don't know what happened, pero inuna nila si Ivern, but and that was the downfall of the fight. Kasi, ito, Rift Herald is being started by the red team. Inuuna kasi ng blue team kanina si Ivern, and that is where most of the damage went in. So that is bad if they do that again. Let's see. Rift Herald is not going to be contested right here by the red team. They are going to go for this Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa, you need to get out of town. Kai'Sa is going to be initiated on, and Kai'Sa is going to go down just like that. And another turret goes down. It is GERILYA-GOYO taking this early game and takes another turret and one more champion down. Gragas is going to fall on the bottom, and trade on the turret is going to come true. And here we go. Rift Herald at the top, and turret is going to go down.
What a messy fight we just saw. 4-7 on the board and a 6K goal lead secured by Red Team. But so far, it's very comfortable for them here with the Rift Herald pounding on that inhibitor turret, but is short lived. That's two turrets down on the top and one turret down from the bottom by the blue team. Not looking good for NSE tonight. 4-7 on the board and already a 5K gold lead. So 1-3 on the turret count. Man, Goyo Guerrilla Goyo is pretty comfortable at just 8 minutes and a half into the game, but this can still be anyone's game, guys. It's still 8 minutes. There's so much that can still happen, most especially with that Kaisa. If she can farm more, she can still carry the team and get back into the game. But they gotta be careful because red team is not taking it easy on them. And I think there's a fight between the Gragas on the top and Camille. No, not really. Just a trade of damage.
Alright, tingnan natin. At the bottom, the mages are here. Ari versus the Oriana. Medyo lamang si Oriana ngayon. Oriana is already starting to build the Barbados Death Cup. Ari, you need to get out of town. Exit is going to be cut right here. And the Vi is going to push him down on the ground. And she is now 6 feet under. And that is another turret going down onto the blue side, under the red side's pocket. Once again, furthering their lead. We're now looking at a 7K goal lead. That is the lead Guerrilla is sitting on right now. And this is looking good for them.
Looking good indeed. 4-8 on the board and a 7, no, an 8K goal lead by Guerrilla-GOYO. And look at them marching their way towards the base of blue team. One by one turret at a time. They're trying to win the game slowly but surely, choking NSE tonight. 15 seconds until the ocean dragon is going to spawn, and 3 seconds until the barrier nasher is going to spawn. And so far, it's looking so good for red team. Red team with their wards deeply covering the jungle area of blue team. This is not looking good at all. This will choke them slowly. This will choke and surely. And there we
Alright.
have it. Listen here around the dragon, and I think there's gonna be a fight.
Whoop. Shockwave is not gonna hit right there, but blue team is playing with fire right now. They're not in a good position right now, especially that they're down in gold. So this is very, very risky. Good call by them. And there it is. Initiation by the Alistar. It's not gonna be on point, so the blue team will have space right here. Monsoon is gonna be casted right there by the Janna. Everyone's looking good so far. Camille is gonna go down. That's the first casualty of the fight. And here we go. Blue team will go on evasive maneuver at this time. Lisa is gonna find an exit. Janna will be split from the team. Janna is gonna go for the Alistar. Alistar is already very low, but Janna is gonna go down first. Here it is at the top. It is gonna be the split push from the Gragas, and that's another turret down. That's the first inhibitor turret of the game, and that is base cracked open. Red team goes for that. They take the win, they take the fight, and they take another Drake.
This is NSE choking in front of us. 4-11 on the board and a 10K goal lead. Make it 11 going to Guerrilla tonight. And that's the inhibitor turret down on the top lane. They need that Barry Nasher to actually win this game. And NSE will have to contest for that to delay the game a bit more, giving them time to get more items. And yeah, pa-shoutout po kay Laidita. Hi, little bro. He's gonna be the future caster pa ng Wild Rift. So, shout out to you.
Alright, tingnan natin. NSE is still down in this game, 4-11. We're looking at a 10K gold lead slowly but surely. Red team is extending that, and the snowball is kind of unstoppable right now. Itong Kaisa nito was stopped early in the game, and Kaisa is really struggling with the farm right now, and that is bad for the team. Tingnan natin sa kabila naman, si Ezreal has 11K, Kaisa only has 8K in the pocket, so that's a very big difference right there, that this Ezreal, you will feel the pokes right here.
True. And now Guerrilla is playing strategically, making sure they do not go for the Baron Asher and not risking any stolen Baron buff from them. And this is gonna be very risky for the blue side. Having their base cracked open, and oh, there's gonna be a fight.
Alright, at the top. Oh, that's what I said. Ezreal is going to be very painful. And with the ultimate right there, erases one champion. One more kill. And another one. Just the GA popped right here. That Janna is going to be alive. Lee Sin is going to be alive, but it will just delay the inevitable. Lee Sin goes down, and that's 3 champions going down on the blue side. This is a 2 for 5. hold right here. Red team will just brute force their way in for the win. And Ari is left alone to mourn for everyone as their team gets annihilated right here in game number 1. Guerrilla-Goyo showing you how it is done here in Rising Stars World of Wild Rift. And that was a big win for them.
Big win indeed. What a fight we just saw. Pretty early fight. 13 minutes and 7 seconds. Victory by Guerrilla-Goyo.
Alright, big win right there. Let's see. MVP po si Kreja. And let's look at the chart.
There you have it. The chart tells you the story. Just a little part of it belongs to NSE, and the rest of the story goes to Guerrilla-Goyo. With all the objectives they were able to obtain from that match, and the strategies, the wins that they had during the clashes that secured their victory sa first game natin.
Alright, tama. Here we go. Sige, we will be prepping for the next game. This is a best of 3 match, okay? Best of 3 po ito. We just watched game number 1, so we still have most probably 2 for this game if ever magkakapag-comeback po ang NSE on this game. Tingnan ko. Right. Actually, ready na kaagad yung laro. Kompleto na kaagad. So we're not gonna go on a break. We will go directly to the bans in a bit. There is a question right here sa comments natin. Jorzen Zapanta, paano po ba makasali Jan Lodi for the World of Wild Rift Rising Stars? Andyan po sa video description ang registration ng World of Wild Rift Rising Stars. Right, that is gonna be here for next week. Every week po, we will have different teams to cover. Okay, we will just explain to you what Rising Star is. Ganito po ang mangyayari niyan. We're gonna be featuring 16 teams na baguhan pa lang, and we will be pitting them up against each other. Kami na po magagawa ng brackets natin. Kami na po maghahanap ng kalaban ninyo. Di ba usually nagsiscrim naman kayo? Dito po sa Rising Star, parang scrim din, right? We will look for an opponent for you para makapag-practice kayo. Okay? And then, once na may kalaban na kayo, mahanapan namin kayo ng kalaban, we will send out the schedule to you guys. If you win it, you're gonna go to the next round, quarterfinals, then the next round is gonna be semifinals, and then magkakaroon po tayo ng finals. And the top 3 po natin for this week, top 3 ba binibigyan natin? Or top 2? Ang top 2 po natin for the week, bibigyan po namin ng extra cash, hindi naman kalakihan. Right? Depende lang sa sponsors natin. But at the very least, scrims lang siya, practice games para sa inyo, pero it feels like a tournament na rin para you get used to the experience, di ba? Plus, why not? May extra cash kayo pag nanalo kayo, di ba? And you're gonna be pitted up to the good teams na rin. So, it's more knowledge for you and having fun at the same time. So, join the Rising Stars, di ba? Right, G, we have bans already. Fiora, Brom, Gragas, and Corky.
Yeah, so far, just the same bans from the first game, except that Gragas getting the respect ban that he deserves. He lifted and carried his team to victory sa first game natin. So that's gonna be a respect ban for Gragas, and this will open the slot for the Akali na binan sa first game. So we might be seeing her sa second game natin.
Alright, tama. Tingnan ko lang ang mga comments natin really quick with the lives. While we're waiting, yan. Shoka for the wins. Guerrilla from Sai. Alright, we are gonna be headed towards the champion selection screen. Let me just update the score really quick as we go for selecting the teams. It's gonna be Guerrilla with 1 already. So 1 more and they will win this series. They will move forward in our schedules for this week. Tingnan natin if they can do the sweep or NSE will come back. The picks are already available.
Ayun, there's Akali being picked by Guerrilla-Goyo this time, and I'm hoping to see so much potential from Guerrilla tonight with that Akali and that Lee Sin. They're the most commonly banned champs sa laro natin, and that Oriana as well. So that's gonna be so much for us to look forward from this lineup. But not to mention, we're also gonna be seeing Alistar, Wukong on the red side. I like Wukong's potential. He's actually getting into this meta right now. His Cyclone is very, very effective during initiations and ganking lanes because he's also mobile as well, just like Lee Sin. So this is going to be a very, very nice match for us to watch and for newbies to actually watch out because there's so much wombo combo potential from both lineups, and it's something to look forward to.
Alright, tingnan natin. Completable lineup dito ng Guerrilla. Red team for the last pick. Let's see who they are going to be getting. They got the Z right now. So pang split push nila to answer the split push capability of the blue side. So Z is going to be something that we want to look at in this game. Camille is going to be there for the blue side all this time. So it's going to be blue team ngayon na walang tank. It's going to be red team NSE who will have the Alistar in the lineup this time. What do you think about these team comps?
I'm liking the Alistar and Kaisa because Kaisa needs some protection, although Alistar is not so tanky sa early laning phase, but
Mhm.
as long as nakakapag-farm siya ng mabilis and gets his ultimate, he will be able to protect that Kaisa most likely sa laro na ito. And I really want that Kaisa protected sa early laning phase because we've seen her getting punished sa early laning phase
Right.
kanina sa first game natin. So that punished her sa late game. She was not able to dominate anymore kasi kulang na siya sa items and she's getting behind sa farm that Guerrilla-Goyo was actually able to complete. So yeah, we should look forward to this one, and I'm liking the Wukong initiation, the Hextech from Camille potential, and Kaiser free hitting from the back. This is going to be a very promising match for both the teams. And here we are, ladies and gentlemen. This will be game number 2 for tonight's Rising Stars matchup number 1.
Alright. Teka lang please take over muna. I'm gonna be adjusting your camera kasi medyo hindi ka na shoot sa gitna.
Talaga.
No. It's okay. Please go ahead and take over the fight.
All right, so far, so can you turn off the fog of war? Thanks, yun. So far, so good for both teams. They were going for a mid lane gank for 4 champs, while Camille is out here on the bush. I know there's gonna be Wukong going for the pokes. Pokes lang talaga. Apat sila. They're kind of outnumbered, but they don't go for it. There's so much damage what Draven is doing on
Oh,
that Wukong, and
pulverize.
that pulverize from Alistar knocks out the 2 champs. Not looking so good for Kaiser right now, but not looking for good for the blue team. And Kaiser's in trouble, but Kaiser manages to flash out to actually save herself. That was very aggressive from both teams as usual. I know Jana will be here going for that Wukong, but Wukong will have to heal. He'll have to survive, and Wukong is not looking good. And that's gonna be Wukong taken down by the Lee Sin. Our first blood for this game, 1-0 on the board, a 1K goal lead on the blue side. So far, so good at 1 minute into the game.
All right. Thank you so much. First blood is taken already by the blue team right here. With the invasion of the Lee Sin, he cut the exit right here of the red side, and they got the first blood because of that. Wukong did not go up to go home and went for the Raptors, so he was very vulnerable for the first blood, and you saw that earlier. Lee Sin took advantage of it, and that's gonna be first blood by the red team. They're gonna go for blue team is gonna go for the Rift Scuttler right here. There are 3 champions on the red side, but the invade is gonna be connecting again. There it is. Alistar is gonna be protecting the Kaisa right here. Kaisa will have to run away, but the follow by the Lee Sin is gonna be there, and we'll say see ya later, Kaisa. Mag-timer ka muna, and that is gonna be 3-0 just like that. 1 minute and 50 seconds in.
What a messy fight we're seeing. Very aggressive for Guerrilla-Goyo at just a minute into the game. 3-0 na sila sa scoreboard, and now a 2K goal lead going in their pockets. What a fight. Very effective in making sure that Kaizen does not dominate sa farm niya, and this will help them sa late game, and that reason will be a nightmare sa mid to late game natin tonight.
All right, Camille is being pestered right here by the Lee Sin rotation, but Camille is gonna be okay at this point. But here in the mid, it's a different story. This Draven is very annoying, and with the shield of Janna, he can always push out that Kaisa. This is a hard counter right here for Kaisa, and you saw that Kaisa could not really pose a threat on the blue side because of the Draven pick. So far, so good. Very good pick right here by the Guerrilla-Goyo team.
So far, so good indeed. 3-0 on the board and still 2K. And here on the bottom lane, not looking so good for that Ariana against the Zed. And let's see if they're going to be able to survive
Right.
this one.
Oriana has to be careful right here. Level 60 po yung Zed natin. The ultimate can obliterate Oriana anytime soon. Tingnan natin, Oriana is not gonna come in. And that's not gonna turn into something bigger. Resets by the red team. 3 resets right now. And because that is the first drake of the game that's gonna be spawning in a bit. So preps are already happening. Kreja right here knows about this take. But Kreja is gonna be initiated on. But no pulverize happened right here. Kreja will take the blue buff right here. But at what cost? Kreja is being pushed right now, and he is already very low. And there it is. Kreja goes down. That's a shutdown. Hexix ultimatum is gonna connect right here. Jana's gonna be next in the menu, and she is gonna go down too. Alright, this is Akali showing off right now. Floki will get a double kill of her own, and that is gonna be Akali turned down by the Wukong. Draven is gonna be next. This is gonna be a 2v1. Draven, you have to be careful. But here we go. Wukong is gonna be playing safe right here. Good kite right here by the Draven. Draven, one more. Is he gonna connect? Oh, Wukong is no. It's almost dead, and there it is. Wukong is gonna die. Camille is gonna be here for the punish, and I think this is gonna be it for Draven. Or I could be wrong. Oriana's here to help the Draven. Draven is gonna be able to escape. Nope, he will not. Zed will complete the kill, but Zed does have the ultimate right there. Janna goes down, and this is very messy right now. Here comes the punish from the blue side, and tama na laro natin while Lee Sin is taking the first Drake, Infernal Dragon of the game. Tingnan natin, papasok po dito si Alistar. Alistar very tanky, but no one is tanky enough right there. But Alistar does survive. That is gonna be Akali going down 8-6 after that. It was messy, but it is still gonna be the blue team. Guerrilla-Goyo coming on top, and they take the first Drake, and that's an Infernal.
What a messy fight indeed. Pumapasok lang talaga yung Lee Sin, nag-overdo lang talaga yung Lee Sin sa buff na yun, and that became a very messy fight for both teams. 8-6 on the board, a 2k gold lead secured by Guerrilla, and so far sa item natin, um it looks like Draven is on top of the food chain at this point of the game. Wow, napakagaling. And so far the wards right now sa map natin, both teams are actually doing good with their wardings.
Alright, tignan natin at the top. Oriana going up against this Camille. Camille forced to take the fruit right there. Tignan natin. Alright, Lee Sin is gonna go for the usual tactics niya, invading the enemy jungle. So far, so good. But these wards are gonna spot that, so that's not gonna turn into something. Janna is gonna be helping the Oriana right here. Wukong, you're spotted right there, man. So that blue team is just gonna disengage.
So far, so good. 5 seconds until the Rift Herald is going to spawn. Both teams will need this to take down the first threat of their opponent. They're gonna have to do this, and so far it looks like blue team's gonna go aggressively on this Rift Herald, knowing they're very comfortable at 6 minutes in the fight.
Alright, tignan natin with the lead. Is this going to be enough to deter the red team? No, red team is going to be courageous enough to challenge this Rift Herald. Rift Herald is going to be taken by the Wukong right there. So that's a good job by the Wukong with the steal. But here comes the fight. Wukong with the recast of the Cyclone is going to be connecting right there. But the Kaisa is already very low, and she goes down. Draven doing a lot of damage right here. Wukong is already very low, but Draven will eat the ultimate of the Zed, and he is erased right now. Alistar tanking for the team, and Alistar, you're in no man's land. Mag-isa ka na lang dyan. You have to get back home. He goes down in a body bag.
Man, what a messy fight. Wukong stealing that Rift Herald, giving it to their team, plays a huge advantage. But here, sa mid lane, the Rift Herald was spawned sa mid and was unattended. Short-lived, hindi nakakabasag ng tower, not even the first threat of this game. 10-8 on the board, and a 2k gold lead still going to Guerrilla-Goyo. So far, it's still Guerrilla's lead at this point of the game. And napakasayang ng Rift Herald take na yun. They just released it, and
Uh-oh.
it did not do so much. Wow, good escape there by Kreja on the top jungle.
Alright, in the mid naman, and dito si Zed. Gonna be spotted right there by the Janna. Will just TP back home, but that ward is gonna be seeing him right now. Pretty even. Good job by the red team. NSE stopping the bleeding right here. We're just looking at a 2K. Kanina pa yung 2K. So nakipagsabayan sila right now in the game. So far, so good by them. Zed at the bottom is gonna be meeting up with the Orianna. Orianna is pretty painful right now. But so is the Zed. Nakita natin kanina how Zed erased the Draven in this map. 30 seconds, second Drake of the game. It's gonna be coming 8 minutes in.
So far, so good indeed. 20 seconds until the Ocean Dragon is going to spawn. We're seeing a very good match here. It's still anybody's game with 10 to 8 and a 2K goal lead by blue team. So nearly tied up, but with that infernal buff going into the blue side, it's going to play a huge advantage sa late game natin. And with the Dragon spawning, I think we're seeing both teams taking their positions already.
Uh-oh.
Dewarding, and oh, there's going to be an initiation there and that Orianna, but Orianna manages to survive.
All
A
right.
lot, Ocean Dragon's already alive and not much of priority, but we'll see if they're gonna go take for it.
Right, Orianna forced to go back and not join this fight because she is in no condition to fight right now. This Wukong is starting to be very painful with just the Cloud Strike. Orianna's HP was down already. Right, Dragon is going to be started by the red team right here. This is not a good decision, I would say, but they're going to go for it, and the blue team will plan to collapse right there. Oh, Shockwave by this Orianna Jean doing so much damage with that Shockwave. Blue team will be in charge of the fight. It is Orianna who goes down first, but Alistar is already out. Janna's gonna go down second. But here we go. Kaisa is gonna go down, but without any ADR, red team will lose the fight. Blue team, 2 champions will survive. Only one on the red. It is Guerrilla who takes that fight, and they will lose the Drake. It's red team who gets the Drake.
What a messy fight we just saw. Very costly break for the red side. 14 to 10 on the board, and their mid turret is already less than halfway through, and it's not gonna look so good for their defenses to go down on the mid lane. That will expose the Nexus a whole lot more than the side lanes. 14 to 10 on the board, a 4K gold lead by Guerrilla-GOYO, and the one turret down by blue team. 3 seconds until the Baron Nashor is gonna spawn, and there it is. The Baron Nashor has just spawned.
All right, Crazy is going to be alone here. Does he know that everyone is here? Then once he spots 3 champions, he is out of there. Doesn't want any piece of that, and good call by Crazy going back.
Very good call indeed. He is outnumbered, and so far so good for both teams. Baron Nashor is already up, but I think it's too early to go for it. Not sure though. 14 to 10 and the 4K. So let's go ahead and check their items so far. Draven still manages to be on top of the food chain, followed by that Akali and the Orianna. So far Orianna's going to build her Rabadon's Death Cap next, and this is gonna be a monstrous shockwave for that Orianna.
Alright, tingnan natin. We know why Draven is on top of the food chain. Yung passive ni Draven, the League of Draven is a passive na kung saan every time you catch, tingnan natin saan si Draven. Every time you catch the axe, that's points for your passive, and then whenever you kill someone, that is converted into gold. So whenever you kill someone, yung passive mo, yung cards, it's gonna be cashed in. There's gonna be a fight right here. Draven is gonna be focused on, but Draven will survive with the stasis. But Wukong's ultimate is gonna be good right here. Kaisa sends out. It is gonna be Orianna who sends out the ultimate, but it is not gonna hit anyone, and it is red team. Oh my! Wow! How the tables have turned. Orianna's gonna go down. Akali's in the backline zone for the cleanup right here. Akali's in good position right here. 1v1 by the Akali versus this Kaisa. One more hit. Who goes down first? It's gonna be a tie. But that's a quadra kill on both Akali and Kaisa. Both will be shut down. What a dance. And it ends up as a tie. It is gonna be an ace on the blue side. So it is red team who comes on top. We're looking at the 3K goal lead after that fight.
Man, what an ace we just saw, and an awesome matchup between the Akali and the Kaisa. Man, that was remarkable. 18 to 15 on the board, and a 3K gold lead by Guerrilla-GOYO still. Baron Nashor's still alive, untouched.
Tingnan muna natin yung replay. Ito yung replay kanina. So here's the dance right here. Well, everything is pretty peaceful. 1v1. Very beautiful. This deserves a replay. Boom! Sabay pa namatay, and quadra for both. Palakpakan. What a fight. Alright, we're back
What
into
a
the fight.
fight! What a fight indeed. And on the top, I think we're seeing some aggression there in that Wukong and the Draven, but they manage to disengage. Baron Nashor still untouched, and 15 seconds until the Cloud Dragon is going to spawn. Still 18 to 15 on our board, and a 4K gold lead by Guerrilla Goyo.
Alright, tingnan natin. I'm just gonna be adjusting the cameras really quick. Di ba na? I think my settings lang. Anyways, Dragon's alive, 13 minutes in. And GA is going to be available for the Wukong. He needs that badly. But Lee Sin has the GA also. Here's the, ano to? Cloud Drake fight right here. Camille is going to be focused on Dragon. It's already taken by the Wukong. Alice are very tanky right now. At the backlines, papasok mo dito si Draven. Draven is not in a good position. Janna with the ultimate right there is going to be connecting the Hexax ultimatum, but Camille is going to go down. Alistar is going to go down next. Draven is going to be taken down. Kaisa will take the Janna, but no. Kaisa goes down. Only the Wukong survives though. The Zed is alive right here, and Zed will go down. And one more, and that's an ace revenge right here by the blue team. Guerrilla Goyo will take the bodies and will take that fight.
What an awesome matchup we're having tonight. It's anybody's game. It's an ace by Guerrilla Goyos, but now they're marching their way towards inhibitor turret on the mid lane, and it's gonna be an inhibitor halfway through, and that's an inhibitor turret on the mid lane down, just enough to crack the base of the red team. Not looking good for red team at this point of the game. 23 to 18 on the board, a 7K gold lead secured by blue team, and that's 4 against no turrets down by the red team. Although this game so far is pretty comfortable for Guerrilla Goyo at this point, and now they have that Baron Asher still untouched. Let's see who's gonna go ahead and take that Baron buff.
All right, right here the reason for the gold lead really is the turrets right now. Right? Hindi po tumitira ng turrets ang red team, and that's causing them so much gold deficit as of this point. If they just take 3 turrets, they are going to be they're going to be back in this game 1v1 here at the bottom. Kali will be able to survive, comes back in for the fight, and just like that, there we go. Whoop. Boom! There it is. Zed will be able to escape. No, Akali will be going down instead. Zed said, let me have this dance. Akali obliged, but regrets the decision right here. But it's not going to be the same story for his teammates here at the top. That Kaisa is already going down, and that next is going to be Alistar. That's 3 champions going down on the red side, and this will open up the Baron. Baron is already taken. By the way, sorry about that. Hindi na nakita. Ang ganda kasi ng laban kanina with the 1v1. But here we go, Reja. This is going to be a 2 versus 5 hold, and I don't think that's going to be enough right now. Blue team will go for the Nexus. Here we go. 2K, 1K, 500, 2 more pokes, and that is done. It is Guerrilla Goyo who wins this series best of 3 with a sweep, and they have done it. We will be seeing them in the quarterfinals of the Rising Stars. Congratulations, Guerrilla Goyo. Well played by NSE, but in the end, they fell short. Let's see what happened.
There you have it. The chart tells you the story of how Guerrilla Goyo won that game. Although subjectives, they're pretty behind with the dragon. They lost the dragon twice, but the turret counts that helped them with the gold, that helped them with the push. It's not always about the clash, it's not always about the dragons or the rift heralds, but it is also about the pushing towards the nexus, and that's a story that tells you how Guerrilla Goyo reserved a slot towards the semis.
Alright, so quite early, medyo maaga yung mga laro natin. Ginalingan masyado ng Guerrilla Goyo, so maaga tayo natatapos. For this round 1, there are two matchups for this evening in World of Wild Rift Rising Stars. The other matchup is going to start at 10 p.m. So we are going to go on pause while we prepare that. We'll see you again in 10 p.m. But before that, please follow our pages. World of Wild Rift right here. Follow it. Leoric PH po. Andyan po sa video description. That is going to help us a lot. If you want to support us, kahit po a like, it will be greatly appreciated. And also follow Rattlesnake's page which is right there at the bottom and also in the video description. That will help us a lot in this thing that we are doing right now. So we'll be back. We are gonna go on a break. We'll see you in exactly 10 o'clock. We'll be preparing the games for you and expect more fireworks in a bit. We will not stop the live. We'll just go on pause. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Wild Rift, World of Wild Rift Rising Stars. And we're gonna be prepping for the next game. Actually, andito na yung mga teams, kulang ng isang players, but the bats have already started. Ang maglalaban po ngayon, please, Rattlesnake, introduce us to the teams.
Alright, so maglalaban po nga ngayon is going to be NEXTGEN.Manila Agilas versus YoungStars.
Alright, so tingnan natin sino man nanalo this time. We have no further information, but I've already seen YoungStars before. So this is gonna be fun. We have already bans, so it's gonna be 1-1 ban. First ban po natin, first pick po natin is gonna be the... Sino mga ba ito yung first pick natin? Hindi ko... Agilas, right? Ano? Agilas is on the right side. So, YoungStars po ito. YoungStars po. So, the bans are already here. So, let's see.
Ayun, it's going to be Oriana, Leeson, and Akali. Very commonly banned champs sa laro natin these days. And Leeson and Akali, we've seen their potential, and the Oriana as well sa previous game natin. If you guys tuned into our stream earlier, you should have seen what potential they've had sa match natin. Leeson with so much ganking, farming, and initiating skills. With that, Akali as well with so much mobility and can clean
Check,
up
Mike.
during the fight. So this
1,
is
2.
going to be
Check,
very
Mike.
useful. And lastly, that Oriana Shockwave, the ability and potential she has to be able to combo with lots of skills from lots of champs, that makes Oriana very scary. And these are very, very good bans from both teams.
Tama. And last ban po natin is gonna be the Wukong.
There you have it, a Wukong. Wukong, just like Leeson, is a very effective jungle. And right now we're seeing Wukong into the meta because of the fact that Wukong Cyclone can actually initiate a very good clash for the team. And Wukong is by far one of the best ganks as well because Leeson palagi naban yung Leeson, so they found a better jungle like Wukong. So Wukong will get into the meta, and now Wukong will be one of the commonly banned champs as well.
Alright, I just want to make sure I name the teams properly. Next Gen and YoungStars. Blue side is going to be YoungStars. Red team is going to be Next Gen. Just waiting for their go. And we have the goes already. Ready, sir? How about the other side? And just want to ask if ever ready na lahat. So, just waiting for them for go. I just want to... Ayun, meron na. So, Yonko said, okay na. So, we will be starting the match and we will be headed towards the champion selection screen. Welcome to game number 1 of this evening's second game. Alright, YoungStars. What happened? Nawala yung microphone ko. I think, check, mic. I think, bumalik na.
Really?
Right. Yung PC ko, nagloko bigla. Anyways.
Alright, kanina pa yan kasi.
Yes.
So, umaga pa yan. So, anyway, our first pick is going to be a Braum and then an Alistar. Hindi na ban yung mga tanky supports natin. So, we're gonna be seeing them in this match. It's going to be Braum and Alistar for both, for each of the teams. The tanky supports, and I'm liking the tanky lineup for this one because they're going to be able to protect the ADR's early laning phase and the Corki potential. Man, we've seen Corki dominate past scrimmages natin sa Wild Rift, and this is going to be very exciting. Let's just see if that Corki will be able to prove himself in this game. And oh, that Gragas is actually getting one of the most commonly picked champs in the game because Gragas can ruin the wombo combo potential ng opponents, and this is gonna be a headache for blue team at this point. And that Jarvan 4 with the Cataclysm, very promising as well, can really help them make sure na napapatay talaga nila yung mga kalaban, and they can get trapped in his Cataclysms. That's a good pick. And next will be Kaisa. Kaisa being a very effective ADR. I'm liking the Kaisa Braum prepare for their dragon lane because Kaisa needs Brahm's protections early laning phase, most especially that Kaisa needs to farm. So this is gonna be a promising pair. And next would be Aurelion Sol. Seldom see Aurelion Sol now ever since a nerf shot, but still there's so much potential in his stun. He can stun the entire cavalry, and that will buy time for his allies to catch up and actually win the clash. So that's gonna be a very promising combo for the Aurelion Sol. Next would be the Vi slamming you onto the ground, and so far I think we're seeing a siege lineup done by red team. A very common strategy used by most of the teams these days is the siege lineup. Like Ziggs, having Ziggs in the lineup means more tower objectives for them because Ziggs can really cause so much damage towards the turrets, and that is also something that will help you further your lead to gold as well as a push natin closer to the nexus of the opponent. So this is going to be a very good lineup and a very effective one that we're seeing commonly sa mga laro natin, even to big tournaments. So we can't wait to see how both teams are gonna pull off their strategies and how they're gonna beat one another to victory.
Alright, so heads up ko lang sa inyo guys, medyo naglolo ko yung, yung PC ko ngayon. So hopefully everything is gonna go well. Ayan, Manila Agilas are gonna be here already. I'm just, medyo mahaba yung pangalan sila. So let me just edit it in a bit. But tingnan natin, let me turn off the fog of war. Please, Rattlesnake, take over muna.
There you have it, guys. On the Wild Rift. Welcome to the Rift, and the blue side is here going aggressive against the Corki. And
Ooh.
oh, that was a very fast first blood. Just 8 seconds in the game, Corki was tossed by Singed back, not giving him a chance to actually react, and that's Corki down. First blood by YoungStars at 8 seconds in the game. 1-0 on the board and a 1k goal lead by YoungStars. Wow, that was so aggressive. That was a very spicy start to our Rising Stars tonight, and we're seeing some aggression here, some invade done by blue team onto the blue buff of the red team. And Ziggs just throws his bomb, just pokes a bit, tries to taunt them, but walang nagawa there. Jarvan 4 was able to farm twice. So as a response, red team is also gonna go for the the blue brambleback of the blue team. That's 3 shots here. Gragas, Alistar, super tanky, protecting and going with Vi, and that's a successful invade by
Alright.
Vi as well.
And medyo okay na ako. I think this is gonna be a window for us to introduce the champions and the players. Go ahead, Rattlesnake.
Alright, so on the blue side, we have YoungStars, Portogasm on the Siege Baron. We have Immunity on the mid lane, Aurelion Sol. We have Zinx on the Jarvan for jungle. We have ID Mahal on the Kaisa ADR. And lastly, we have some Korean character dude with the Braum support.
Alright, tingnan ko lang ha. I think there's something wrong. I'm not hearing in-game volume. Dapat meron to eh.
Ako rin. Hindi, wala akong narinig.
Alright, so I think my PC's having issues. Kaya umaga pa kasi ito naka-on. But anyways, we're gonna be going through with the fight. Hindi na natin pwede ulitin to eh. There it is. Vi is gonna be rotating at the top, but Cinch is gonna be prepared for that and will be able to escape. That will not turn into something bigger. So it is gonna be 1-0 still. Blue team will have the lead still in this game. Corki will do a clutch shield right there, and he's gonna survive. Will be forced to go back home. This is Kaisa winning this mid lane. So far, so good by the Young Stars bottom turret. There's no one defending this. Kakarating lang ni Ziggs. So that immunity right there will be able to do a good poke on that turret.
So far, so good. So 1-0 on the board, and we're seeing some very good map control from YoungStars, extending their wards towards the jungle lane of the blue team. That will slowly choke the Vi for the red team, and this will give them enough vision to make sure they know the movements of their opponents. It's gonna be so helpful, and that's gonna be a 1k gold lead still going into YoungStars. Not that comfortable, but a pretty good one to start their game.
Alright, tingnan natin. Bottom side, Brom. No, Corky once again is going to be set up for the death bush right here. Will be able to back away, but he's already very low. But the flash follow is going to come in. Corky will find an escape, and it is going to be Alistar who goes down instead of him. That is a very good sacrifice. Saludo ko si Alistar. It is going to be Ma going down. Hindi ko pa pala na-introduce sa red team. We have Ma on the Rara on the Ziggs, Yonko on the Baron, Baron laner, what do you call this?
Gragas.
Graga, sorry, on the Baron lane. We have Momos on the Vi jungler, Jiswan. Right, Jiswan on the Alistar. So Jiswan pala yung namatay kanina. And then Renzukt on the Corky ADR.
Ayun, and 3 seconds until the mountain dragon is going to spawn. Not much of priority, but we're seeing three of the champs from blue team already taking their position into the game, and so far this is going to be a very comfortable start for them, so they should be at advantage in taking this dragon. But that's a very good ward there done, and some dewardings from the red team successfully zoning
Ooh.
out the blue team, and that bomb from Ziggs. As long as nakakapag-position, not only is he good with the turrets, but he can zone the champs away, and that bomb there is very effective. So they go for a pressure pusher in the mid lane, and oh, that Gragas poke was very effective. They're forced to take the fruit, and they're forced to defend their turret.
All right, good priority push right there. These bombs are annoying, but here we go. Corky will be forced. Oh no, Kaisa goes down early in the fight, and that is bad news for blue team. They will be fighting this with no damage dealer whatsoever. Jarvan 4 is going to be next, one by one. Aurelion Sol is going to be the third one in that fight. 4 champions go down onto the red side. It is going to be MA Manila Agilas coming back into this game. How the tables have turned. It is Manila Agilas taking the kills and taking the first Drake of the game 5 minutes in.
What a comeback indeed. 2-4 on the board and a 500 goal lead by red team. Napaka-scattered kasi ng YoungStars at that clash, so they were not able to set very well, and that gave red team the chance to take their win for that clash and take the mountain dragon in their pockets. Only 20 seconds until the Rift Herald is going to spawn. Let's see who's gonna take this, and whoever takes it will have a higher chance to get the first turret down in this game. Not a guarantee, but it's gonna help them a whole lot with the push.
Alright, tingnan natin. It is gonna be red team who now leads the game. But just one, nakuha na naman ng ano. So pretty even on the gold side right now. At the top, that is gonna cancel the Kaisa TP right there. So Kaisa will not be able to reset right here. The Ghostblade Executioner is already available. Executioner ba to? Medyo nalilito na sa bagong ano eh. Ruin King pala, sorry.
King.
So Ruin King is gonna be available already by the Kaisa, but that's diva. That's nerfed right there. So hindi na kano kasing lakas na yan noon. So this is gonna be pretty normal. Rift Herald is gonna be brought outside, but it's gonna be reset, so no take on that just yet.
Pretty safe for both teams. 2-4 on the board and an even gold lead by both teams. Very close fight. Anybody's fight after all. And so far with the scoreboard, it seems Manila Agilas is actually leading in a comfortable position. But just 7 minutes into the game, it could still be anybody's game. Too early to make conclusions in there. The red team is starting to pound on that Rift Herald.
Alright. May comment dito, Manila Agilas, yung scoreboard sa taas, wala. I think it's okay na. Alright, just let me know if may problema. But here it is. Teams are ganging up right here because this is where the next party is gonna happen. Rift Herald is already very low. Here's the stun of the Aurelion Sol. Connects the two champions. And that's gonna be the trigger of the fight. Aurelion Sol sends out the ultimate right there. Rift Herald is gonna be taken by Divine right there. Corky at the backlines is gonna go down. This is one painful Kaisa right now. Dealing damage to everyone. Gragas is already very low. Kaisa will go for the chase. Then flash forward is gonna say see you later. Gragas sends him back home in a body bag, and that Gragas is history. One more champ right here, but Vi will be able to take the kill first before going down. She goes down swinging. She takes Vi down. She takes Kaisa down, and that's gonna be it for the fight.
What a messy fight. We just saw 6 to 7 on the board and a 1K goal lead going to the YoungStars. A very close fight for both, and this is pretty thrilling at this point of the game. There's still going to be a race to get that first turret, and so far the clock is showing for the Ocean Dragon to spawn any minute now. It's going to be around 45 seconds until the dragon is going to spawn, and a pretty tied up gold for both teams. So this is basically anybody's game at 8 minutes in.
Alright. Medyo nalilito ako sa mga bagong animation,
True.
bagong drawings sa
Yeah.
mga itemization right here. Leandra's Torment, I believe so, is already complete in the Gragas. This is Leandra's Torment already, right? Let me just make sure. Oops! Singe goes down. Yes, Leandra's Torment. Ito na yung bagong Leandra's Torment right now. Singe goes down. That is gonna be 6 to 8 on the board. Pretty even on the gold. But tignan natin. Second rig of the game is going to be spawning. Jarvan 4 is going to reset in preparation for that. Corky doesn't have the package just yet. So Corky, there it is. The package is already in. Corky will go back home. That's going to be a very important power spike for the Corky once he has those package, and that could be the difference maker in the fight whenever Corky does that. Deploys the package properly. Aurelius, all you need to get out of town, buddy. But there it is. Damage is true, and that is the Aurelian Soul going down. This is bad for blue team. They will go in desperately for the Ziggs. There it is. Ziggs is being thrown right there, and Ziggs just like that evaporates in front of our eyes, and the fight is on. Saints very low right now, but it is going to be Brom who goes down first. It is going to be Jarvan 4. Next, Corky goes down this time, but red team, I think they're going to be winning this. Up. Ayaw. Wag nyo nga habulin yan. Masakit yan habulin. It's gonna be Singe who is gonna be left right here. No take on the dragon. Oh, there it is. That's gonna be on point. But look at that. The Vi is already very low. Will be forced to go back. Oh, one more poke. Boom. Sabi sa inyo eh. Don't be greedy. And there it is. The punish instead because of the greediness right there. It is going to be a turn of events right here. Vi is going to be next, but the bomb is not going to hit. And that is going to be it for the fight or not. The Brom. Ooh, Aurelius also goes down. Messy fight right here. What was that, Rattlesnake?
Very messy fight. Indeed, greediness. Guys, do not be so greedy for the kills. Hindi yan nakakapanalo sa iyo.
Ang dragon
And now,
na dapat,
the
di ba?
dragon. Yeah, the dragon now started not looking good for the blue team. And that's guys evaporating in front of us. Jarvan 4 is next on the menu. And the Ocean Dragon is claimed by Manila Agilas. Man, what a fight. 11 to 16 on the board. A 3K goal lead by MA. What a fight indeed. That was very messy. That was super messy. And there, the turret takes a pounding. And that's the second turret from the blue team taken by the red team. And that should pull the goal lead to 4K. And the Baron Nashor has already spawned 11 minutes into the game. So far, so good for Manila Agilas.
Alright. So far, so good. So far, so good. Tingnan natin ang mga comments. Go Manila Agilas from Esa Castillo. At the top, it's going to be pressure push right here by the red team. 5 champions for this turret. This turret doesn't stand any chance with that pound right there. And that's going to be third turret. The third tier 3 turret going down. Red team, blue team, it is YoungStars who will get a turret of their own. Split push by the Singe is going to be successful. Takes one turret on the bottom side.
What a fight we're seeing. Even the wards from Manila Agilas is extending to the jungle of the blue side, and that's a very good way of showing their map control. And so far, so good. 12 minutes in. Barrier Nasher still untouched. 11 to 16 on the board, and a 3K goal lead by the red team. Make that 4K and 1 to 3 on the turret count, and 2 dragon buffs going to MA. Pretty comfortable couch this red team is sitting on at this point of the game. But still, it's a very close game. It's a very close lead. It could still be anybody's game.
All right. So anybody's game, really. MA is in the lead, but they cannot take this Baron because it's going to be very risky at this point of the game. That tells us how close the game is right now. Vi is going to be checking out the bush. We'll spot the enemies right there, but they will not engage. It is going to be the Singe. That's going to be the focus right here. But Singe was ready for that and will find an exit and is out.
Gustong-gusto talaga ng Vi na hahabulin yung Singe. Hindi naman maganda hahabulin yung Singe. Napakasakit ng Singe yung gas niya. Napakasakit. And why would you keep chasing someone that kills you slowly, di ba? 11 to 16 on the
Hugot.
board. And oh, that ultimate by Ziggs was on point and was enough to take them back. And I think there's going to be a fight. Oh, that Jarvan 4 just got knocked up into the air, but Brom comes to actually taunt him away.
All
Enough to
right.
disengage from the red team. So 11 to 16, pretty safe. 13 minutes and a half into the game, and a 4K goal lead going to the red team.
Alright. Naghugot sa Rattlesnake, masakit daw maghabol sa taong
What?
hinti-hinti kang pinapatay.
Hindi ah.
Yun yung sabi mo eh, di ba? Those are the words. So, naghugot ba?
Hindi ah. My intention was not to hugot. Ah, di ba?
Tignan natin. So, pretty safe area. Calm before the storm right now. It's the Infernal Drake that's gonna cause the storm later on. Andyan na yung timer. 45 seconds before the fight is gonna happen. Everyone knows where the party is and everyone is already headed there. Both teams are prepping for this and red team is in the lead and has the priority right now. But it's still early. Meron pang oras for them to prepare. Tingnan natin. Both teams will want to get a pick off really to get this Infernal Drake. But if that doesn't happen, there it is. Vi is going to go for it. Red buff is going to be taken by the Kaisa. Kaisa finds the next hit and there's no poke successful right here. But red team again has the priority so they can start this. Oops. Yung ultimate ni Ziggs dun sa baba na cast did not hit anyone right now. Corky is already with the package right here. Bilisan mo Corky kasi yung Dragon halos andyan na. Then Corky is on his way in. Does Gragas have the TP? Yan, may TP naman sa Gragas. So Gragas can always come in if needed.
I think blue team is gonna opt for an exchange here sa mid lane, and that will be very smart, and because that will help them a whole lot. And there, that's going to be a tier there. You have a turret down on the mid lane by the blue team. That will help them a whole lot in zoning out the red team, making them think twice. And oh, that package by Corky is being used. German
Oh,
4
ganda.
just takes down the Brom, and it's not looking so good. That was a very good entry for both, and Corky halfway through is not looking good, and Ziggs ultimate was not on point. Corky goes down, and Aurelian Sol also goes down, and now it's going to be Singed left behind. Do not chase that Singed, Ziggs, it's not good. And Singed manages to go toss that Alistar back, and oh my gosh, it's red team taking that Infernal Dragon. It's not looking good. Singed comes to chase that Ziggs, and let's see if he's gonna be successful in his
Ang
pursuit. He's
tanky.
not looking so good, and that's Singed taken down, and also
Oh.
the Ziggs taken down. Alistar gets taken down next. What a fight! Just enough done damage done by Jarvan 4 and Kaisa to zone back the red team players, and Infernal Dragon resets and remains safe.
Oh no, I think it's gonna be blue team who gets this Drake. Gragas will send out the ultimate right there to just stop this Jarvan 4. Jarvan 4 is gonna go down, so he is gonna be successful right here because priority is on to the blue side for this Infernal Drake. If Gragas did not do that, it is gonna be blue team who will be taking this, and this time red team is already in position once again because of that Gragas. Well played by the Gragas. Dragon is already very low. One more fight, and there it is. Vi will get the Infernal Drake, and that was the party that I talked about, and it is red team Manila Agilas with 3 dragon buffs in their hands.
Very costly Infernal Dragon for Manila Agilas, but good job there in securing and making sure the dragon is intact and pocketed to each of them. That's 3 dragon buffs going in their pockets. That should play a huge advantage so later game, and this is already the late game, so this is where we will feel the power of these dragon buffs. 14 to 20 on the board, and a 3k, no, a 2k gold lead by the red team. So gold lead is pretty close now, and still anybody's game. Barry Nasher is up and about, and no one seems to mind about that Barry Nasher just yet.
All right, 2K lang good lead, but remember the Baron buffs is just it's like one item, so that's times five, so three times five, that's 15 items advantage right now by the red team, and there it is, and there's gonna be fight right here, and it is gonna be Kaisa who is in trouble. Kaisa goes down, and without that Kaisa, they don't have any damage dealing capabilities right now. The Singe is gonna tank everyone up, but with five champions shooting at you, you stand no chance, my friend. That's Singe going down. It is Manila Agilas taking the fight, and they will take the turret in the mid as a reward.
Reward indeed. What a messy fight we just saw. 14 to 23 on the board, and this is the inhibitor turret on the mid lane down, exposing the Nexus, and this will give a headache to Young Stars. It's not looking good at all with that Nexus exposed. The Baron Nash is already up and about and is already pounded by the red team, and that's just two champs to go ahead and contest for it. But I don't think there any match against that one, and that's the Baron buff going to the red team. And Jarvan 4 goes, runs for his life, gets slammed to the
Boom.
ground. That ultimate from Ziggs was overkill and unnecessary, but they take that Jarvan 4. 14 to 24 on the board, and a 7k goal lead by red team. They do a quick reset to regenerate their lives and come back with the Baron buff at full power. Let's see what potential this Baron buff will do against against the blue team.
The Ziggs ultimate was even used as an insurance that Jarvan 4 goes down. It is overkill, but here we go. Red team's not done yet. They have the Baron buff in their hands. Let's see what kind of setup are they going to be doing and what kind of damage they can do to the base. Base already cracked open on the blue side. Blue side is going to play desperately right here. This is blue Baron buff. Sorry, Baron buff. Baron buff on the red side, and red side is going to go focus on the bottom. Yeah, mid is already available. Mid is already open. So this bottom turret is going to be next. Corki doesn't have the package right now. So this push is not kind of ready. But let's see how red team is going to do it.
True indeed, and so far they're pressuring the bottom lane and the top lane, the unexposed lanes. And here on the bottom lane, we're seeing Ziggs effectively zoning out, and that ultimate hits
Ooh.
two champs. Wow, and that's inhibitor turret taking so
Oh.
much damage in there. That's the potential of Ziggs. One hit lang yung turret sa bomb niya, and that's another inhibitor turret cracked down. And on the top lane, another turret goes down, and this is singed, sandwiched, and singed gets down. A dominating Gragas, 14 to 25 on the board. We can see they're marching their way, and this is
Fight.
the last turret standing. Not looking so good. That inhibitor turret is down, and the ultimate
Uh-oh.
from Braum was on point. There's a match here, and that Stasis will have to serve its purpose. Aurelion Sol does not manage to escape, and the Nexus is less than halfway through. And there you have it, guys. The first victory going to Manila Agilas.
Alright, what a fight! Manila Agilas showing us how it's done here in Rising Stars. Game number 1 goes in their favor, and let's check out the stats to give us a better picture of what happened in that game. MVP is going to be the Vi. I would agree to that. 10 to an 11 assists. That is very big for this jungler SVP on the Singe. You saw how hard working Singe was in that game, but in the end they fell short. Sobrang sobrang hirap ng pinagdadaanan ng Singe doon kanina.
Very true, and here's the chart that tells you the story. First half ng laro, it was YoungStars winning that game from the scoreboard to the goal. They had that game, but just fell short. Nakakabawi yung Manila Agilas. So the objectives, the turrets that they were able to take down went to MA, and the victory goes to MA.
Alright, let's go back home, and we will be prepping for game number 2. We will be back after a very, very short break. Kasi kito kay Ad.
Something minky? Minky?
Si Yongko MA is here.
Minky something.
Oo. Mickey Wiki. Where are you, Mickey Wiki? So the spelling
M-I-K.
offline man. Quit. Rage quit.
Okay po, wait lang po.
Kadungo ka itong background music.
Wala.
Cool kayo, may nawa diya. Headphones. Ano yun? Ano?
Kani? Wala man.
Naman.
Wala.
Ha? Wala. Oy, oo.
Ang madahugay ka ng Mickey.
Storya na to?
Where are you, Mickey?
Sure?
Yeah, promise.
Alright, we're back. We're back. Game number 2 is coming up. Nakita nyo mo kanina, ang ganda ng makbakan sa game number 1 between our fighters Manila Agilas versus YoungStars. It was Manila Agilas who took over game number 1. Let's see if YoungStars will be able to take this game number 2 and extend this to game number 3 for them to be able to go to our semifinals round. The pads are already available. Miss Rattlesnake, please go ahead and break this down.
Alright, so we're seeing Alisan, Oriana, Akali. Typical bans na bans sa first game. Most matchups, they're always banned. And now we're seeing a respect ban, and that will be the Ziggs. Ziggs kasi so much potential sa Siege lineup. You've seen it. His ultimate, parang Curry, di ba? Nakakapag 3 points from afar. So that's Ziggs potential. Hindi lang talaga sa turret pushes, but as well as zoning out the opponents and sa last hit potential ng kanyang ultimate. So Ziggs is not just into objectives, but even sa Clash, napaka-useful ng Ziggs natin.
Alright, we are going to be starting the match already. Ayan, handa na ba kayo? Ayan, sa mga nanonood dyan sa YouTube, hi po sa inyo. Alright, we have champions selection screen available. Here we go.
And there you have it. That's Alistar for the first pick from the blue team. I like the Alistar. His pulverize, the fact that he is tanky. Alistar has good potential para sa team, and he's a tanky support that the team will need. Next, they're hovering the Corki, and they're a Corki pick. Was Corki from the red? Hindi, from the blue side. From the blue side earlier. But Corki has so much potential, the package, and the fact that kapag nakakapag-position lang talaga yung Corki sa Clash, good ka na. That's a Corki with so much damage, and I like that Corki pick. Wukong as well. He's a very good initiator with his Cyclone, and the fact that he's mobile enough to set ganks, to set initiations for the Clash. So this Wukong is going to be promising. And next up, we're going to be seeing Kai'Sa, the late game insurance. Kai'Sa as an ADR will need a tanky protection for the game because she's very squishy. So let's all put our trust in Alistar that he can protect that Kai'Sa sa early game natin. And even during the clashes, Kai'Sa will need the protection. And next up would be Gragas. I like the Gragas because Gragas can ruin the wombo combo potential that the opponent will have. So like for example, this one would be the Wukong, the Braum can initiate so much, and lastly that Yasuo's Tornado. If ever you're gonna pick that Yasuo, he can ruin the combo potential that they can set up. So this will ruin the gameplay during the clash ng ating kalaban. We've seen Gragas getting into the meta, getting back into the game, and giving us so much potential during the clashes. So that Gragas will be very promising. Next will be the Jarvan 4 Cataclysm. We've seen how he can trap his opponents para po hindi makakapag-uwi, para din po that they can free hit on the opponent. So Jarvan Force Cataclysm will be very promising. And Katarina is a mobile assassin. So champ for me, but she is strong. As long nakakapag-farm talaga yung champ, Katarina will also be very strong. And I like Kennen. Wukong with an entrance, and then a Cyclone, and then Kennen coming in, stun follow-up, and then the slicing Maelstrom. That's a very good combo, and I like Kennen. Kahit na nerf siya, there's still so much potential, but mind you, they have to be careful about the Gragas ultimate that can ruin the combo potential.
All right, definitely good breakdown right there. Rattlesnake for more analysis and coverage sa mga ganito. If you want this kind of if you want to follow her, andyan po sa video description po yung page ni Rattlesnake, one of the few rising analysts of the game right now. And kasama ko po siya, and I'm very proud that she is with me right now with our tournament. Magsisimula na po tayo. Pasensya na, wala pong audio available right now for the game. Medyo nagloko yung PC ko, pero itutuloy po natin ang laban. That's not gonna be an excuse for us to stop the fight. Here we go. Blue side is gonna be Manila Agilas. Oh, there is gonna be a battle right on the get-go, and it is gonna be messy right here. Alistar with the pulverize right there. It's gonna hit two champions. Both teams will will try to disengage. Alice are already very low, but in the end, there is no casualty. So it is going to be reset for both sides. Three champions here in the mid. This is going to be a 1-3-1 setup, and who will win this will try to go for an invade. Flash is going to be forced by on the on the Kaisa, and that's a little win by the red side. YoungStars doing it in the early game.
Very good win indeed, making sure that Braum is able to absorb so much damage for his allies while Kaisa and the Katarina was trying to hold off the lane. A very good start for both teams, 0-0 on the board and even on the gold at 1 minute. And so far, very effective wordings done by both teams sa mapa natin ngayon.
All right, definitely. Teka lang ha. I want to add something, pero mamaya na. So let's introduce the teams and the players. Let's go start with the blue side, Manila Agilas.
Alright, so on the blue side, Manila Agilas, Rara on the Katarina mid lane. We have Young Baron pala. Yonko on the mid lane, Gragas. We have Renzut Ma on the Kaisa ADR, who seems hindi pala AFK. Just one on the Alistar support, and oh, I think there's gonna be a fight. Wala pala, just a trade of damage. And lastly, we have Momos on the Jarvan for jungle.
All right, on the red side naman, we have Porogasm on the Kennen Baron laner. ID ako mahal. ID mahal lang. ID mahal on Ezreal. And it's playing mid right now. Zings on the Wukong chasing this Yonko. Well, Yonko will escape. Zings on the Wukong. Zinx on the Wukong jungler, Immunity on the Corki ADR, and we have Mr. Chin Chansu on the Braum support. Hindi Chin Chansu yan. Hindi ko alam ang pangalan lang.
Alright, so far it's a good 2 minutes and 10 seconds into the game. A very safe start for both teams, a pretty even gold, and still a 0-0 on the board. They gotta be careful about that. Kaisa, hindi nila dapat pinapafarm yung Kaisa na yan as much as possible. Punish her sa early laning phase so that she will not be a nightmare in the late game. And as for the red team, they also have to be careful about Gragas. Gragas can really ruin the combo potential. I'm seeing very good combo potential from the red team. They just have to make sure hindi maluloko sila sa Gragas na yan.
True. This Gragas is gonna be a pain in the back. If ever papasok si Wukong and then Alistar, there's gonna be gang up right here by the blue team, but this ward right here by the Kennen is gonna be spotted and Kennen is ready. Here comes the cavalry. I think there's gonna be a fight right here. Braum will be first on the batch right here. Oh no, Cataclysm is gonna catch the Ezreal, but Ezreal is gonna be mobile enough. Oh no, Kennen dealing so much damage, soaking everyone with the damage right there, but it is still gonna be Wukong who goes down, and that is Kaisa and Wukong 1-for-1 each, and I would say that is a win for the red team, killing the ADR up. Katarina will look for the punish right there, but Braum is gonna be ready and will be able to get out 1-1 even after that fight. The first blood did go to the red side. It is going to be the Kennen who gets that, but Kennen will go down, and this will end up in a 2-for-1 exchange in the top lane.
Very good fight indeed. That's what I said. There's a very good combo potential for the red team as long as they're able to use it to their advantage. 2-1 on the board and even on the gold, and that's the Infernal Dragon, the most important dragon spawning already. And it seems Kai'Sa and Alistar are pretty early on the party, but oh, there's gonna be an initiation here.
Alistar, you entered with no ultimates, and so Alistar's very squishy. No more tank here available on the blue side, and that is going to be the go signal for red to go for this Drake. Drake is going to be pulled away from the pit, and that is going to be good position right here. So many wars from the blue team right now, so they want to contest this. This is going to be a party. Drake is going to be very low already, 1,000. It's healing right now, so this is time wasted by the red team, and this is good news so far by the blue side, but they're gonna continue right here. Gragas with the ultimate, and that's what we were talking about. Here it is. It is gonna be Wukong still who gets that right there, but red team at what cost? They're going down one by one. Kennen will set up the ultimate, but there is not enough damage for the follow-up, and it is gonna be a very expensive Infernal Drake. It costs them an ace.
What an ace by Manila Agilas. That was a very expensive Infernal Drake. Indeed, 5 champs against 3 champs from the blue side. Now talk about costly. And now we can see 2 champs now here on the bottom lane trying to go for the first turret, but Brom comes to the rescue and successfully defends that turret for now. 7 to 5 on the board and a 1k gold lead by Manila Agilas. 30 seconds until the Rift Herald is going to spawn. They're gonna need that to make sure they can catch up with their push and most probably contest for the first turret.
Tama, tama. First turret is still available for the taking right here. Rift Herald will spawn in the next 10 seconds. That's gonna be where everyone is be ganging up because this is gonna be very important. Cannon will stay in the bottom to avoid to protect the turret from split push. This bottom turret is already very low, so this is a very likely target for blue team to split push right there. But Cannon is prepared for that. There is gonna be a setup right here for the Ezreal, and they are gonna start. Ezreal already used the blink right there. Will be forced to use the flash right there. Ezreal, you're in trouble, my man. Dealing so much damage right now is the Katarina, but Katarina is going to be traded. Here comes the punish. There it is. Alistar is going to go down. So this is a 2-for-1 exchange as of the moment. Ultimate by the Braum. It's going to be on point, and here comes the damage from the Wukong. Kaisa will run right away, and that is going to be kited. And good job by this Jarvan for trapping the Wukong, and that is Kaisa surviving because of that. Wukong will come back up, but the flag and drag is going to be on point. Oh no, Jarvan 4 goes down. Good job by the Ezreal with the ultimate from downtown. And that is going to be an even trade after that.
What a messy fight we just saw. 10 to 8 on the board. A 2k gold lead by Manila Agilas. And so far, it's anybody's game at this point on. Infernal Dragon Buff, by the way, goes to the red team. And the first turret is not yet taken. So blue team still got a chance and red team still got a chance to take the first turret. And that's the Rift Herald alive. Both teams will surely need the Rift Herald.
All right, Corky is alone right here. This is going to be set up for him, but that ward is going to spot this position of the blue side, so Corky will be prepared this time.
True enough, and so far so good. There's a D-ward done by Alistar. And going into their items, it looks like Kaisa is on top of the food chain. And mind you, that Kaisa being on top of the food chain is gonna be a nightmare for YoungStars in the later part of the game. They should stop that Kaisa as early as now, or else that Kaisa, trust me, is gonna be a monstrous Kaisa later on sa game natin. Still 10 to wait on the board, and a 1k
Ooh,
gold lead by Manila Agilas, and here
priority
they are
push.
marching their way towards the turret, and that's a very easy first turret going to the YoungStars. And while everyone was busy, an ultimate
Gragas.
by Kennen here on the Gragas, and it's not looking good for Gragas, but Gragas must be tanky enough to survive this. I don't think so. That's the rest of the cavalry, and that's an ultimate by Braum on point, and Corky taking down the Gragas on the bottom lane. What a fight on the top lane as well. Rift Herald is going to be spawned, and that's a turret exchange done by the blue team. And here on the bottom, another turret goes down from the blue team. 10 to 9 on the board, 1k gold lead going to YoungStars. And here on the top, the Rift Herald still goes on, and there's going to be a fight. The Cataclysm on the Jarvan 4 traps and takes down that cannon, and that's Ocean Drake already spawned. Another turret on the top taken down. What a messy fight we're seeing right now. Wukong goes for the dragon, and I think there could be a spicy fight on the top.
All right, Alistar is going to be tanking up. That's Corky crashing down, and that is going to be win for the blue side. Red team is going to go for this. This is going to be spotted by the Gragas right here. This is bad for the Wukong. Wukong almost have the smite, and there it is. Smite is going to come true. That's going to connect, and Wukong will cyclone out, and she is out. Already very low. Body slam is going to connect. Wukong goes down, and that's going to be another costly fight for the red team. They do get 2 dragons though. I like that. Again, scaling lineup on the blue side. You don't want them to get any dragon buff. So that's a very good sacrifice by the Wukong. I would say that's a big win for the team.
Very true, especially with the Kaisa on top of the food chain earlier. We do not want her to touch any of the dragon buff, or else she will be a nightmare later on. 13 to 9 on the board, and the bottom lane turret is not looking so good, and
Uh-oh.
that's Gragas. There's gonna be a fight here.
All right, they are fighting under the turret, but they are going to be able to take the Corki down. Brom is going to be very low also, so that's Brom going down. Katarina is already on a killing spree. Once again, double kill right there. Gragas very low, will be chased by the Ezreal. Ezreal is going to connect, so that is going to be down on that. Oh, Kennen with a big ultimate right there will get the Kaisa. Kaisa down. Blue team will try to run, and they will find an escape. No, not yet. He is going to be spotted right here. Katarina. Oh no, you greedy woman, you are gonna die. And that is gonna be the turn of events on that fight. And we're looking at a 15-12 on the board. And that is just a 1k gold lead left on the blue side with a thumbs up by the Ezreal.
What an awesome and messy match we're seeing right now. It's anybody's game at 10 minutes, 15 to 12 on the board, and the gold has tied up. Two dragon buffs going to the red side. That's going to be a cushion for them, but not comfortable enough with the gold lead. And now the Baron Nashor has spawned. We're seeing both teams trying to zone each other out and making sure they dominate that Baron. But I don't think it will be smart to take on that now. And here they're going to go pressure push on the top lane with only Jarvan 4 to defend. And there's Alistar coming his way, but that's going to be 4 champs. I know there's going to be some aggression here.
I think it's going to be fine. Alistar is going to be melting right here, and Ezreal with ultimate is going to be very big. And that is Alistar going down first in this fight. Jarvan 4 goes down, but that's just the GA pop. Jarvan 4 is going to come back up, but is going to be chased and is going to go down. And here we go. Brom is going to be surviving that somehow. Blue team is on evasive maneuvers. Brom will try to go in, help the team still, but that is still a fight that Red will win, and they will take the Baron as a reward. 11 minutes 45 seconds in.
What an epic game. That's the Baron Nashor you're seeing now going to the hands of the YoungStars, making a comeback, giving us a third game, and this is them getting back in the game. 15 to 15 on the scoreboard, a 3k gold lead, and that ultimate was on point only for the Katarina, and it's not looking good for Katarina. She'll have to run back, but she has some allies to help her out, and it's a 3k gold lead for the red team. And so far, the top of the food chain is gonna be that Ezreal with the Triforce, and ano nga yung tawag ng isang item, not so familiar na po sa bagang animation, napaka
Executioner.
ano,
It's the Executioner
yeah,
sword.
executioners pala. And there, 15 to 15, 4k gold lead. Let's see what this Baron buff is gonna do
Hindi
to
pala
the
siya.
blue team.
Nakamura mana pala siya. That's the item.
Muramana.
Hindi pala si ano yun. Hindi pala si Ezreal yun naka-executioner. It was Corki pala ang naka-executioner. There we go. Infinity Edge, sorry. Here we go. 15 seconds first. Third Drake of the game is gonna be spawning. It's gonna be Cloud Drake. But medyo very low in the priority, but you still don't want to get the enemy to get that. If you can, then why not take it? There it is. They're gonna getting up right here. Kennen is gonna be scouting for the team. Dragon is already being started right here. Alistar is in a good position right now, but there's a ward right there from the red team, so they know about this take. The whoop, there it is. That is gonna be Dragon taken and no contest. Oh no, Kennen goes in, and he is gonna be very brave, trapping everyone in with the stun. And this is a disaster for the blue side. Jarvan 4 is gonna go down. Alistar is gonna go down too. Go home, blue team. No, they are not gonna be able to, but they will be going home. Everyone but just in a body bag. That's gonna be an ace. What a fight, Kennen. That's a replay worthy. I'm gonna go for a replay for that, Kennen. Here we go. There's the dragon take right there. Ezreal with the ultimate just to make sure they get it. Kennen flashes in, and that was the start of this disaster right here. Teka lang, Nexus is already available right here. I want to look at this game number 2. Nexus is already exposed. Red team will go for the bottom take right here, but everyone is alive. I want them to go back home, and there it is. They're gonna disengage. Wisely done, Kennen. What a beautiful fight. Man, send this guy. Ano pangalan ni Kennen? I wanna say his name.
Puro gasam.
Poro Gasam. Man, send this send this guy a get well soon card, because that play was sick.
Very true, very true. Grabe yung initiation niya was on point with the slicing maelstrom really sliced through the opponents, giving them an ace. Grabe, napakagaling. A very remarkable display from Porgasm. 15 to 20 on the board and an 8k gold lead secured by the Young Stars.
Alright, tingnan natin. 19 seconds, Baron is gonna be spawning. This is the second Baron. Second Baron ito, di ba?
Yep.
Second Baron of the game. That's gonna be spawning. Tingnan natin. Sino ba nakakuha ng first Baron? Nagka-amnesia ako dahil sa
Young
kuryente ni
Stars
Kenan.
yun eh. That was Young Stars getting the first Baron.
Alright, tingnan natin. Ezreal will set out the ultimate right there. Spots the champions on the map. Blue buff is gonna go down. Oh, Braum will waste the ultimate right there, but that's okay. They are in the lead of this game, so they can afford this minor mistakes. They are still on top 15 minutes in.
Man, what a fight. 15 to 20 still on the board, and it's really so comfortable for the Young Stars making their comeback in game number 2. And slowly but surely, they're strategizing, making sure they can get that Baron Nashor to march their way towards their victory. And here on the mid lane, we're seeing some pressure push by the Ezreal and the Braum.
Alright, Rift. Baron is going to be taken right here. Red team are comfortable with their lead. Alistar is going to spot this out, but Alistar is going to be spotted also. So red team is prepared for this. The package is going to be laid on top of them perfectly. Alistar is going to be stunned right there. There it is. Another ultimate by the cannon will erase the Kaisa, and this is bad for blue team. I think this is over, my friends. Jarvan Force GA is going to be popped, and when he comes back, he will pop. And there we go. Cue the winning music right here because the victory march is gonna start.
Man, what a fight. What a cleanup. 15 to 24 on the board. And there, the Baron buff working his magic. And that's Young Stars marching their way with only Gragas to defend. And that's Gragas melting in front of us. And the Nexus melting in front of us. Young Stars just getting a comeback in game number 2. What a victory. Good game. Well played.
Alright, what a fight. If you don't like that, you don't like Wild Rift at all. We're good treat for everyone. Ang ganda ng laban. Let's check out the stats of game number 2 and let me update the score really quick. Young Stars evening things up. We'll put a 1 on the board for them. Alright, tingnan natin the chart. There it is.
There you have it. It is anybody's game. This is a chart that tells you a very colorful story about how it was anybody's game. And then at some point, pumasok yung Ninja Pikachu Kennen. The tiny but mighty Ninja comes in with a stun on point and an ultimate, allowing his team for an ace, breaking their way towards the Nexus. And that's how Red Team got their victory.
Alright, what a fight. Alright, game number 3, ladies and gentlemen. You asked for a fight. We got ourselves a fight. We are headed for game number 3. Who wins this will go forward in the next part of Rising Stars. If you enjoyed the show, please give us a like. Please give Rattlesnake a like. Leoric PH also a like. And dyan po sa video description. Thank you so much for that. We are gonna go for a very short break while we prepare game number 3 for you. Stay tuned. We will have fireworks for game number 3. And we're back. We are back and we are ready for game number 3. The bands are just starting already. Unang bands natin is gonna be from sino yung blue side natin ngayon? Si
YoungStars.
Yeah, YoungStars naman po ang blue team natin ngayon. So they're gonna go for the Ziggs ban this time. Once again, Ziggs still gets the respect ban. And let's ask Manila Agilas ban space. So it's gonna be 1-2-1 ban, right? 1-2-1 ban po tayo. Una is gonna be blue team, and then to even things up, dalawang ban from the red side po, and then another one ban from the blue team. So Manila Agilas, they haven't they're taking their time to for the bans. Listen. Okay, listen.
Pretty typical ban. One of the most commonly banned champs sa laro natin. It's gonna be Lee Sin. And yes, that Ziggs from the first game was monstrous. So I can see why binan talaga yung Ziggs natin.
Alright, tama. So Ziggs and Lee Sin. One more. Akali is not gonna be here this time. Alright. Last ban is gonna be Oriana. So that completes our bans. What do you think about our bans, Miss Rattlesnake?
Same bans from the second game, and so far, Akali, Oriana, and Lee Sin proves to be very effective sa game natin, and they do not want to deal with the mess that they can create. And lastly, that Ziggs, the respect ban from the Ziggs. Yes, they do not want to deal with these champs. So very reasonable. Totally agree.
So G on one side. I just want to make sure na ready na rin ang red side. Alright, G for both, and we are going to be headed for the champion selection screen. Remember, it is already 1-1. This is a best of 3 series. Tig-isa na po ang mga players ngayon. Ito yung problema kanina, yung pangalan hindi lumalabas. So, let me just fix this really quick.
Alright, there you have it. First pick from the blue side is going to be Corki. So much potential sa Corki natin. So many games we've seen Corki dealing so much damage, zoning out with the package, as well as the free hits he's able to do. Corki is the bomb. So Corki is going to be here, seen sa game natin again. And next on the red side, we're going to be seeing the tankiest support Braum and the Wukong. A very effective jungle right now with his Cyclone, the initiation that he can actually do, the potential, and the fact that he is also a mobile jungler. Not as mobile as Lee Sin, but decent enough to actually start a very good match para sa kalaban. And next will be Abai slamming you into the ground. Very good pick as well. And next will be Camille. We have not seen Camille, and now we're going to be seeing her sa third game natin. Camille with the Hextech ultimatum, and the fact that she's a very strong and good, effective early laning phase Baron laner, as well as a split push, and it's going to be played by Porgasm. We've seen Porgasm's cannon sa second game, and his Singe sa first game. So I'm looking up to this Camille from the blue team. Too much expectations for that one. Next would be a Yasuo pick from the red team. I like Yasuo. His tornado can also knock you up, and that's gonna be a good follow-up pagkatapos ng Cyclone ng ating Wukong, and then the Braum ultimate as well. So they have to watch out for these knock up skills from Manila Agilas. And there, the Kaisa late game insurance from the red team. I like the Kaisa, especially with a strong tanky support like Braum.
Right.
She should be comfortable sa early laning phase. That Braum will have a huge responsibility watching over that Kaisa. And there, Fiora will counter the Camille sa Baron lane. Fiora is also good sa early laning phase as well as the split push. Although I don't like the fact that she is not into the clash. She's more on one-on-one combat. So that is something that I think is a drawback for Fiora against the Camille. So they'll have to work on something out for this one. And next we're seeing the lovers, Shaya and Rakan. The grand entrance from Rakan is promising. And I'm just surprised I'm not seeing Alistar at this point of the game, knowing that they're gonna have a very tanky Braum to match up with. So Rakan must do something about that Braum. Next would be Shaya, the mid game champ. She's stronger in the mid game, so she has to make the most out of the mid game.
All right. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to game number 3. Welcome to the Wild Rift. If you are having fun so far, don't forget to like and follow our pages. World of Wild Rift right there. Leoric PH up in the video description. And also, teka lang, never mind that. There's going to be a fight right here. Rakan is going to go in right away. And the damage does go in on the blue side. Red team will have to back away. And blue team, Rakan is already very low at the backlines. The Wukong goes down. They're not done yet with the chase. Yasuo, you are being chased, but will be able to find an escape. Fiora will go for the Shaya right here, but takes a turret damage in the face. And that is going to be Shaya with a double kill. Messy early game off the bat on the get-go for the 2 on the board after that.
Very messy fight indeed. That grand entrance from Rakan was on point and was remarkable. Started a very awesome fight and a very good start for the blue team. 4-2 on the board and just a 600 gold lead by the blue team at just 48 seconds into the game. So far, so good. Anybody's game at this point, but sa scoreboard natin, it seems YoungStars is on the lead. And that should put Shaya on the top of the food chain after that double kill.
All right, 2 kills on Shaya and 2 kills on the Corki. That's bad news for Red Team. They will have to do their best. Sense of urgency right now. They have to get back into this game right away before these 2 champions get fatter and fatter, because that is not what you want. Let's go. 42 on the board. We're 1 minute and a half in. Let's introduce the champions on the blue side.
Alright, so on the blue side, we have YoungStars, ID Mahal on the Shaya ADR, we have Zinx on the Jungle Vibe, we have Porogasm on the Baron Camille, we have Korean Name Dude on the Rakan support, and lastly, we have Immunity on the Corky mid lane.
All right, on the red side, Yonko, MA on the Fiora Baron laner, Rara on the Yasuo, and Yasuo should be a mid laner, pero andito si Yasuo sa bottom, and your Renzuk on the ADR, Kaisa, grand entrance is gonna connect on the Braum, and there are 3 champions right here. This is bad for the blue team, the red team, but the shield is gonna be true, and that is gonna be, that's the power of the early game of the Braum. Right, hindi basta-basta namamatay once the shield is there. So Braum is going to survive right there. That is going to be Jiswan on the Braum, Lorenzuk on the ADR, Kaisa, Momos on the jungler, Wukong.
Very true on that point about Braum. Braum being very tanky proves to be very effective in making sure he has good survivability sa laro na ito sa early game. And it's still 42 on the board. A 1k gold lead, and so far things are getting spicy here on the Baron lane between the Fiora and the Camille, making sure they're proving each other as to who should dominate this lane. And it seems now Camille with the reset will put her a little bit behind compared to that Fiora.
All right, spicy indeed at the top lane, but mamaya, no go pa ngayon. There's gonna be setup right here on the Shaya. Shaya, you need to get out of town. There it is. That's a combo wombo, but Shaya is gonna go for the ultimate right there. Wukong is gonna go out, but Yasuo is already very low. Up. Vice somehow still alive, but is still gonna go down. Next up is gonna be this Kaisa, taking so much damage right now. Braum is already very low. Rakan with another big entry right there, but Corki will fall short, will hit a wall, and they they will not get anything out of that. 4-3 after that fight. That is the urgency we asked for the red from the red team earlier, and they delivered. 4-3 on the board, and it is tied on the gold lead.
What a fight we just saw. 43 on the board and that pretty tied up goal lead. 5 seconds until the Infernal Dragon, the most important dragon, is going to spawn. And it seems red team is pretty early for the party. And
Uh
Vi
oh.
comes here into the pit and there's going to be a fight.
I think that was a misclick by Vi. So he lost the first skill already. Vi goes in. Oh, takes so much damage right there. Red team will not opt for the take also. And the blue team, that's very wise. I like the call right now. Should be going for pokes or for a kill first before this Infernal Drake. But red team will go for it. I don't like this call right now. They're playing with fire right now. Infernal Drake is already half HP down. Red team can always get in. And there it is. Ultimate by the Braum. It's going to be on the 3 champions. It's going to be Vi who takes the Drake. XX Ultimatum is going to be casted right here. Blue team is somehow winning this. This is very good for them. Fiora is going to go down. Yasuo will try to run away. The Rockets are going to connect. And Shaya will take the kill on the Yasuo. Rampage on that woman. And that is blue team taking the fight. Taking the game. And they take the first dragon of the game. Infernal, and they're not done yet. 2 more champions on the red side go down. What a fight. So far, so good. Well played, YoungStars.
What a fight, and GG well played indeed on that clash, taking the Infernal Dragon in their pockets and winning the clash right after 93 on the board. And so far, it's looking so good for the Shaya and the Corki on the blue side, dominating the food chain and making sure they're having enough items. Corki with the Triforce and the Shaya with the Infinity Edge. That should punish the red team enough at this point of the game. 5 minutes and a half. 93 on the board and a 5k gold lead secured by YoungStars. 20 seconds until the Rift Herald is going to spawn, and that grand entrance on the Shaya is in point, but Braum comes to the rescue using his tankiness to taunt them away.
Uh-oh. Well, let's see how tanky you are with 4 champions, my friend. You need to get out of town. Blue team will not pursue this, so they will find an escape. And that's going to be it for that because Rift Herald is available and blue team will take care of this already.
Zoning out the Braum on that fight was very effective, making sure they can find an opening to the Rift Herald. And so far here on the bottom lane, we're seeing a pressure push by the Yasuo and that Wukong, trading off for another turret. And oh, that's going to be Camille going for an entry, and Yasuo's not looking good at this
Uh-oh.
point. Hextech will have to be casted on the Yasuo to actually survive, and that's Yasuo taken down. But Camille also gets taken down, and here on the top lane, Rift Herald is going to spawn. Rakan gets taken down, and that's
Oh
Vi with
no.
the GA pop. Braum gets taken down, and now it's gonna
Boom.
be a Kaisa slam to the ground by the Vi, and that's Kaisa taken down. And lastly, Fiora gets taken down by the Shaya. What a messy fight! And another turret, the second turret of the game, goes to YoungStar still. 13-5 on the board. S7 make it an 8k gold lead by YoungStars. Pretty comfortable start for the blue team at 7 minutes into the game.
That Vi just picks up the Kaisa and wipes the floor with his face. That's a big win right there. 13-5. Look at the items right now. Just like that, we're looking at a 9k goal lead on the blue side. And that they're not done yet. There's going to be a fight at the top, baby. It is. Camille will be forced to flash away. Will find an escape. And she is safe.
Long-legged Camille proves to be very mobile enough to actually evade 3 champs. And on the bottom lane, we're seeing a pressure push and a turret down. The third turret goes to the blue team once more. 13-5 on the board, and an almost 10k gold lead going to the pockets of the blue team with the Infernal Dragon buff in their pockets. This is a very comfortable couch that blue team is currently sitting on right now at 8 minutes into the game. Only 30 seconds until the Cloud Dragon is going to spawn. Not much of priority, but it surely will help both teams a whole lot.
All right, we're gonna be asking Manila Agilas for urgency once again. If this lead goes further up, they are in trouble already. Yasuo is gonna be spotted right here, but nope. He will be able to get out. Cloud Drake is available. Four champions from the red team is walking over for this Cloud Drake. I don't recommend contesting for this. This is not a priority right now. Not good for the risk that you're gonna be taking. In here we go. Ultimate by Rakan is gonna be on point, but Rakan is already very low. We'll have to look and find a way to escape, and Rakan is gonna be good right there. Kaisa goes down. That's bad for red team. They don't have damage dealers right now, and that is gonna signal for them to go on evasive maneuvers, but they are not gonna escape one by one by one. Wukong's GA is just gonna delay the inevitable, and that is gonna be the first ace of the game. Blue team takes the fight, takes the bodies, and takes everything from the red team.
What an ace! A comeback from the YoungStars. 18 to 5 on the board. They cleaned up the slates for red team. They took the dragon buff, and now they just took down one turret from the red team once more. Four turrets down from the red team and none from the blue team. This is choking them pretty hard at this point of the game. Still 9 minutes, and it seems to be a very, very early game for us tonight. 18 to 5 on the board, and it's going to be a 14k gold lead by the blue team. Rift Herald is going. I know the Baron Asher, my bad, is going to spawn in 10 seconds.
All right, Baron Nashor. This is something red team has to get. They will have to do their best to try to extend this game. And if you have time, you will be able to buy options for you to get back into this game. Let's see how they are going to be doing this. It's not going to be easy. On paper, that is what they need to do, but it's not going to be easy. One versus one trade right here. One versus one win by Porogasm. Yasuo, his head is going to be cut. Top third, it's going to go down courtesy of the red side, and that's going to be a win for them. But here comes Shaya. She is alone, but this is the lovers fight right here. Wukong will be able to escape, but the Braum will not have the same fate. He is gonna go down. Rampage on the Camille, and the chase is on the Wukong, but Wukong is isolated under the turret. Vi will not offer it. They will go for the big purple worm instead. Corki goes down, so that's something. They get a shutdown on the Corki, but this Baron is already very low, but they will not risk it. Good call right there. I like that.
Very good indeed. 20 to 6 on the board, and it's already a 14k gold lead by YoungStars. Man, what a fight. 5 to 6, 5 against 1 on the turret count. It's not looking good for Manila Agilas. And with the Baron Dasher alive, good call by the way for not going into that Baron Dasher. So now, so far, so good. We're gonna be seeing even more strategic approaches from both teams to take that Baron Dasher.
All right. Their Q was really when Corky died. They have very low HP. They don't know where everyone was. That was bad for them. So they just went home. Camille very confident right now to start this fight. Red team will. Nope, they will disengage. That's very wise from them. It's not the right time to engage because they are down right here. The deficit that they have, you will feel it. They will just have to farm up and try to get more items so that they can fight in the near future. Live now, fight later. There is no need to risk everything at this point.
Totally agree with you. And now, blue team is doing a very awesome job of actually choking the red team. And I think there's going to be a fight here.
All right, tingnan natin. Oh, Rakan with another good grand entrance right there. And here we go. Rakan is gonna go down with the ultimate right there. Vi's gonna be disturbed with the ultimate. And Shaya is gonna go down. This is what we were talking about. Red team will find a fight. And Vi is gonna be next in the menu, my friend. Vi, you can run, but where are your legs gonna take you? GA is gonna be popped. You will come back in, but you will still die. And that's the Baron taken by the red team. They take the fight and take the Baron as their reward.
Yes, they take the Baron Asher indeed, but on the mid lane, Corky was effectively split pushing, breaking the base open for the red team, and that's the mid inhibitor turret broken in front of you right now. This is exposing the Nexus, and it's not looking so good for MA. Although getting that Baron Nashor is something for us to commend them, but with that inhibitor turret down, they're gonna have to think of something to keep on the and an 11k
Ay,
gold lead. Nawala ako.
okay na, okay na. Yung ano ko, yung PC ko nagloloko na. So we hopefully we can still finish the game. There it is, a fight on the dragon right now. I don't think this is gonna be very good for the red team. Here we go. Their HP bars are already very low, and it is gonna be the Yasuo who dies first. Next is gonna be Camille on the fight. It is Vi who goes down next. Corky free hitting on the side, and that is gonna be a cleanup by that Corky. Quarter kill, make that a pentakill, and that is gonna be very good for the Corky. He will try to push this one out, brute force his way in for this win. Let's see if he can do that. Corky with a corgi butt right there. And cue the winning music right here. I think he will have enough time. 7, 6, 5, 400, 300, 200. Done. It is over. The YoungStars have done it, my friends. They are your winners in this best of 3 fight. Good win in game number 2, and they took the momentum up here in game number 3. Corky will be the hero of the game and takes the MVP right there.
Man, they're full of surprises. Young Stars is full of surprises. You know, some early games, the second game, they made a comeback. Kennen proved to be very useful, and now Corky with a very remarkable pentakill. These youngsters are very, very talented, and there's the chart telling you the story. It was a rough start for the youngsters. Look at that chart. Masyadong mababa yung line nila, but it was their lead. And they're on the mid, going to the mid game, they were able to raise that lead and secure the victory to themselves. Man, what a fight.
All right, GG, well played. Well played by YoungStars. Valiant effort from our friends over Manila Agilas. Salute to you guys. That was a well fought fight, but in the end, hindi na ako gumagalaw sa screen. So, ganun na lang yung mukha ko forever. But anyways, yan, yung PC ko naglolo ko na. So that's gonna be, natatawa ako sa mukha ko, tignan ko hindi na gumagalaw eh. But that is our fight. That is gonna be our show for this evening. More fights coming up tomorrow, so please don't forget to like World of Wild Rift Rising Stars. Register for next week. Rising Star registration is already open. Hopefully you join. We'll see you next week. All right, Rattlesnake, any final words? Please close this out.
Yeah, so far so good. Thank you so much, guys, for all the viewers out there staying up this late along with us to watch these young teams show off their talents, sharing their knowledge, and giving us a very good show each and every night sa ating Rising Stars tournament. So
Wala na naman. You're in mute.
it is always our goal to continue the growth of this community. So that's our way of saying thank you. And yes, please do follow our pages. And yes, also register for the Rising Stars mini tournament. But we will make your scrimmages more fun, more lively with our casting at no charge. Pang-hype lang talaga natin. And as well, also to expose the teams to the community. So I think that's gonna be it for me. Have a great night, guys. Back to
Alright.
you.
As for me, kahit hindi gumagalaw ang mukha ko, we are very thankful and we have enjoyed this fight. Hopefully you did. Once again, this is Leoric PH. Please follow my page. Andyan po sa video description. Follow World of Wild Rift and Rattlesnake. That's gonna be it for us this evening. Natatawa pa rin ako sa mukha ko. That's gonna be it for us this evening. This is Leoric PH and my beautiful partner.
Rattlesnake Gaming.
And saying good night and good fight. Bye, everyone. Adios.